Hello, friends, and welcome to Big Drive Energy 2024 Masters Edition. The best week in golf, not only to watch, but it kind of symbolizes that golf season is here for us.
It's major season.
Well, major season is here, but golf season in general is upon us for us cold weather folks, if you will, cold weather state folks.
100%. The grass, like the trees are blooming right now. The grass is greening up. Just a great time to be alive. Just a blessed week, blessed and favored.
Blessed and favored. We're going to get into a full Masters preview for you today. Give you our picks, which we are hot, obviously. Now we're rolling. We hit a winner last week. We're looking to hit a winner. A winner for a major is our white whale. I think I hit one once when
White whales are unachievable. This is achievable. We can do this.
Yes, we can. Didn't I hit the major, the PGA, with Justin Thomas? That was on the pod.
I think you did. Holy shit! I got a hole in my lip.
Oh, how's that $8 coffee taste?
Oh, it's very good, honestly. But the cup is not really worth it. Real quick, before we get to Augusta, fire shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
Shout out Pins and Aces, Augusta collection.
This is the 2022 Augusta collection.
Yeah, but
every year they put out
Pimentos. Yeah. If you want to cop any Pins and Aces, our code BDE 15% off.
Does work.
Little plug, still works. Let's talk about your situation last night. So let's see your hand. For those of you on the YouTube, Spencer, I want to hear your version of it because I'll give you my version of it. But Spencer bloodied himself up pretty good.
Yeah, it's been a rough 20-ish hours for your boy. Mulligan of the week times 3, back to back to back. So here we go. So it started out last night. I was grilling the steaks.
I offered to grill.
You did offer, and I thought I could handle it. When we had the Mulligan of the week a couple weeks ago where I burned the steaks, I considered it fully due to the fact that I had marinated them for a long time. So there was marinade on the outside of the steak, caused it to drip down, create a fire, burn one side of the steaks. They actually still tasted pretty good, but the one side was so charred that we had to cut it off. So now I did not marinate these steaks. I just put a little,
S&P,
a little GS, a little garlic salt, and avocado oil. Fine. So I put the steaks on the grill, which our grill gets insanely hot. It's like 600-700 degrees, which it doesn't seem like it has a down switch, even though it says they do. And I set my alarm, and I'm like, okay, I'm not fucking these steaks up. I've got this. I set my alarm for 7 minutes, which unbeknownst to me, probably not the best idea. Probably should have done 3 or 4, then flipped them, and then flipped them again. But I was trying to just go one flip, great grill marks, good steaks, and it didn't work out that way.
Well, I don't want to mansplain this to you, but ribeyes, like the cut of steak that you were grilling, it generally does get fire lit underneath it or causes the grill to catch fire because of all the fat. All the fat will drip off down into the flame and cause a bigger flame. So that's where you got it fucked up. Like if you're grilling a filet, generally speaking, there's less fat dripping. So you're not going to have that issue as much. But with a ribeye, you got to keep a close eye on it. So you're learning. You're still in your learning stages. It's okay.
Yeah. And my wife walked outside the front of the house and goes, "There's a good amount of smoke coming from the back." And I was like, "Not again. Not again." So I go back there. They were not, this is after the first flip, or no, before the first flip.
Correct.
They were not burned, luckily, but
Pretty
they
good
were
crisp on
they
them,
were
but
crispy, but they weren't the whole side wasn't black like last time.
Yeah, no, they were edible for sure.
Yeah. And so I flip them over, set my timer for less, go back inside the house, decided to grab a steak knife because I was like, all right, I need to I was going to cut some of the fat off of it. Hopefully, fucking help this grill scenario and it stop just setting off flames everywhere. And I'll be honest, I'm I'm a fatty. I love fucking steak fat. And so I cut it off like
So gross.
while it's on the grill, and I eat it. Like I taste it.
I like a bite that's like 10% fat, 90% meat. Just like a little mixture of fat in there, a little richness, but you legit eat full mouthfuls of fat, which
Yeah,
is
it's so good. And
that's
so
fucking disgusting.
my inner piglet in me caused
Piglet.
a serious scenario. So I bring the knife out and I'm cutting the steak with my left hand. While
Real
I'm
quick, were you like holding it up in the air?
Honestly, I blacked out. I don't know what happened. So I'm cutting the steak with my left hand, holding the tongs with my right hand, holding the steak. And for some reason,
Can you imagine Spencer like? You look like a caveman trying to chisel something like into the side of a rock wall.
Obviously, in hindsight, it's not the right move. But so somehow the knife from my left hand, I think it slipped out of my hand or something happened, and then my right hand with the tongs, it got into the tongs, the butt of the knife, and then I tried to save it, and by trying to save it, I pushed the tongs to the right or the left back to my hand. Knife goes straight into my hand, like, and in such an awkward place. It's like right between my thumb,
Right in the crook of your hand.
Yeah, right between my thumb and my pointer finger. And I've had a lot of issues before with knives and cutting myself, but normally you look at it and you're like, oh, like that
That's
hurts,
not
but that's
bad.
not that bad. I was like, oh God, because I could see about half an inch into my hand.
Oof.
And the gross part is like whenever I put my hand a certain way, it's closed. But then if I open it, it opens right back up.
Yeah, see, you probably need stitches on it.
Yeah,
Like,
so I'm not going to do that. I'm leaving on vacation tomorrow. Today, as you're listening to this, Wednesday, I'll be in South Carolina. But the fact that I started just gushing blood all over the backyard told me that something wasn't right. And then
I just heard, oh fuck.
Well, honestly, it didn't hurt that bad.
You're like in a state of shock.
I was in a state of shock, but I was also pissed because now I've had to cancel my round of golf in Charleston because I can't swing a club. I just was annoyed. I get annoyed by things that derail. Like I already have to keep my life on a certain set of rails 90% of the time. And I know there's going to be things that derail that, but something completely
in your control.
In my control, I derailed my own life. And Marissa, you have something?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you get stitches? Because that makes it heal faster.
Well, because then I have to go to the doctor, and then they have to tell me this and that, and I'm just going to fucking slap some liquid bandage on it, and it'll be good.
Well, so let me get to the crux of your issue. Whenever you're doing something, you're also trying to do 3 other things at the same time.
That is correct.
And maybe you learn a valuable lesson here. When you got a fucking knife in your hand, you think about handling that knife. And well, that is it.
Yes, but I can't always prevent like an accidental slip. Like that's kind of what happened.
But see, that's why I always offer to help you with shit like that, because your mind is in so many other places. Like, and I'm not saying I'm good at focusing either, because if you've listened to the podcast before, my mind is in a million different places at one time. But I don't fuck around. If you've seen me, I don't fuck around when it comes to eating. Whether I'm making the food or eating the food, it's not a joke to me. So I take that shit serious. So I always offer to grill. And Spencer, I feel like he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder at this point.
1,000,000%
about the grilling situation. And it's not that I don't think you're capable. It's the fact that you legitimately just need other time to do whatever the fuck you're doing, because you're always got something going, whether it's, I don't know what you're watching on Instagram. We've already been over that shit. But you're always on doing something, and it can't be work. Like, are you always working?
I can say I am. It doesn't matter if you're not going to believe it or not. But like generally speaking, if I'm at home, I'm on Slack or I'm on some sort, or like I have.
What's Slack?
It's a work thing we use. It's a work communicator that you should have.
I'm just kidding. I do have it. I just don't have notifications on because it's not for me.
No. Yeah. Communicate. Mitchell is 29 years old, but a 59-year-old like work day essentially. Like he doesn't want to,
like, I'm retired.
Like I don't like to email him. If I email him, I have to tell him to check his email. There's a lot of things that go to it. But long story short, stabbed myself, ended up
I couldn't look at it. I was like, fuck,
it
that
was
shit.
gross. It was really gross.
I've never had a problem with blood, but just in that instance, I was about to eat and I'm like, I don't want to see the meat of the inside of your hand when I'm trying to eat a steak.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I actually got lightheaded, which was crazy. I didn't think that I lost that much blood, but apparently I did.
I figured you
And-
need some vodka at that point.
I know, but we got it taped up. And then this morning, Kylie's like, "Hey, you should probably let that get some air." So I'm laying in bed. I'm already like, I didn't go to the gym this morning.
You are making a fucking short story long here, bud.
I'm off to a bad start, and so I open it up. I pull the tape off, and blood just starts going everywhere again, just wide open again. I'm like, oh.
It's generally a good indicator you need stitches.
Yeah, generally a good indicator that I'm not all right. But then so I got up, retaped it, went to the store, bought some Neosporin, for lack of a better term, got some more tape, got some more gauze, got some liquid bandage, so I'm all good there. But on my way to the sink to clean up the blood, I then stepped on a piece of glass, and it was like, it's annoying enough to where it hurt, but it wasn't like, I thought maybe something was in my slipper, a little rock, something like that.
Like an itch almost.
So I'm like, hey, take a look at my foot. And she's like, I need tweezers. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So then I look back, and there's blood coming out of my foot. She's pulling a piece of glass out of my foot. She's like, how did this happen? I'm like, I have no idea. I'll never not wear slippers again. I'm always a big slipper guy. Didn't do that. And then just to top everything off, because bad shit comes in threes, I'm driving to work, trying to get here, trying to get prepared for the pod. I got a million other things I got to take care of, especially before I leave. And I get fucking rear-ended. Just absolutely blasted from this lady from behind.
I was
going about 30 miles an hour. I was at a dead stop.
I was going to say, give me this rundown.
So we were going 30 miles an hour. You just keep wanting to make my story longer, apparently.
Well, real quick, does your neck hurt? Are you
No,
starting to...
She is a sweet, sweet lady. I don't want to do that.
Are you starting to get a little bit here? Do you need some PT?
No, but it was funny because I had this thing on my hand. I opened the door, and she goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, this is different."
She's like, yeah, I just bandaged my hand in the 5 minutes or the 10 seconds that you took to get out of your fucking...
Yeah, so it was one
What kind of car was it?
A little older Lexus.
Okay.
So it's one of those situations where we were going 30, 35 miles an hour, get to a stop. My car is like doing the beep, beep, beep. I'm like, oh shit, I got to fucking stop. I slam on the brakes, and whenever I do that, I don't know if this is normal, I look behind me.
Oh,
I'm like,
for sure.
Is somebody else going to fucking hit me?
I
see her car swerve, and I'm like, there's nowhere to swerve. There was a turn lane up a little bit, but there was nowhere else to go other than oncoming traffic. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then just boom. And I like slid forward, and I was like, oh, tits.
Well, I mean, you do have some damage on the back of your truck, so sounds like you're getting it fixed for free.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll just take like 3 or 4 months probably.
I already had a little pre-existing damage. Now I got some serious damage. So it's been quite the 20 hours for me.
You got a damaged rear end?
Yeah. My ass is damaged. My trunk is in peril.
In shambles. But
I'm looking forward to the Masters. Let's get into it, because this is the only thing. This and my vacation on the vacation while Mastersing is going to be a nice treat for the hours that I've dealt with.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's going to be a bit of a challenge Thursday, Friday. Shout out Brian Anderson. A little selfish of him to put his wedding on Masters week like that. Like, do you know what time the nuptials are?
Friday at like 4 or 5.
Okay, that should be late enough to where the golf will almost be over. So thoughtful there, but yeah, Spencer's definitely going to be streaming on his phone in the crowd. But yeah, so what is this broadcast scenario? Can we only watch it on the app the mornings of until national broadcast starts? Do I have that correct? Do we have ESPN Plus streaming?
No, ESPN Plus, I would imagine.
Okay.
Yeah,
go where to watch the Masters, because I feel like everybody kind of needs to know this. And it's always something that Thursday morning you pull up because you're like, holy shit, where do I watch this? So let's just make it clear.
Okay, TV coverage for the 2024 Masters will be shared between ESPN and CBS. ESPN airs the first 2 rounds. CBS airs the final 2 rounds. So Wednesday par 3 contest is on ESPN from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern.
Standard.
Tomorrow from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. our time. So 3 to 7:30 Eastern is the TV coverage. But streaming on Thursday morning, honorary starters at 7:45 Eastern. Masters app. Then from 3 to 7:30 p.m., the ESPN telecast will be on ESPN Plus. So
What? There
or
isn't full
no,
TV.
round one. No, listen, hold on, hold on.
Okay, you're
Okay. Then featured groups from 9:15 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. on Paramount Plus, ESPN Plus, Masters.com, Masters app, and CBS Sports app. All the featured holes, the 4, 5, and 6, Amen Corner, 15 and 16, all airing from anywhere between 8:45 and 11:45 Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern. So pretty much all the day. Once again, that's all the same. ESPN Plus, Masters.com, Masters app, and Paramount Plus. So that's how you can watch. We'll be on the ESPN Plus. It appears from early in the morning. Featured groups. The featured groups part is cool. If like the guy, we're golf fans, but I'm also a betting man and fan. And so like I hate when it's always a treat when two of my players in the same group that I can watch all of their golf
100%.
shots. And then it's also annoying when none of my players are in a featured group and I don't get to watch any of them. I just see them shoot up the leaderboard without any visual representation. But I feel like the Masters does a good job between the app. The app is crazy because you can watch every single shot. Like I will follow along in the Masters app, favorite our picks, put them up at the top of the leaderboard, and then each hole hole by hole, but it's way better than the PGA Tour app. Isn't it insane that there's an app that literally is devoted to a 4-day span of the year?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have it, I guess. PGA Tour app will have this same stuff, but it's always crazy to me every year I download the app Sunday night, and then it's a basically 7-day, but really a 4-day span of me using this specific app.
Right.
Just for that.
100%.
And then it goes away.
It is, and it honestly, to Augusta's credit, is one of the most well done apps there is. Like they put everything they do well. Everything from, we're gonna get into it, but the food, the merch. I got to shout out Jim Weston real quick. I know he's definitely not listening. He's in his 80s, but he gave me this hat. This is an actual authentic Masters from Augusta hat that he gave me probably 10 years ago. So shout out Jim Weston. I'm honestly kind of old enough to where I can pull it off at this point. Like in my early 20s, late teens, I probably would look like a giant square, but now I kind of look like a bit of a dad anyways. So it's very fitting. Like it's a dad looking hat. But it's actually kind of back in. It's definitely retro, definitely been worn before. So sick hat. Thank you, Jim Weston.
I've also got a sick retro old school Masters shirt that
Yeah.
I'm packing for my trip.
Oh, hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna wear that all day because it's gonna be great weather.
Is that the green one?
No, it's like blue and yellow.
Oh
but it
yeah,
has
he
the
gave you the
Masters
blue and
logo.
is it the striped?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good looking shirt. He gave
Yeah.
me a green one. I definitely would look like a busted can of biscuits in that thing at this point, but and it's also pretty faded out because I remember wearing it when I was like 18 or 19. So it's an older shirt, but I still hold it near and dear.
Real quick before we get too into the menu and all that stuff, what are we going to be drinking all weekend? That's what I want to know.
Coors Light.
Oh yeah, 100%. When you need a moment to chill, hop on to Coors Light because Coors Light's the most easy drinking beer in the world. I was going to drink Coors Lights on my round of golf this week, which I am not playing, but now I'm going to drink them at a bar. Now, I don't have any plan, a couple of like a happy hour, then the wedding, but overall the trip is just going to be hanging out. No kiddo for the week. It's going to be a little weird, but I get to sleep as long as I want in the morning, which is going to be a riot. I'll probably be up at 7 a.m. like normal, even probably earlier. But I'm going to be drinking a ton of Coors Light this whole week, hammering them because I love Coors Light at a wedding because it's doesn't go down like super heavy, doesn't get you too drunk too quickly, which I have a problem of doing when I get excited for things.
Just keeps you on a great level. Yeah, you definitely are like that golden retriever, like wagging your tail. You are if the booze was a dog bowl, and when dogs just dive into the bowl and fucking rah 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 rah. That's like you with liquor. So Coors Light, you kind of ease your way in a little bit better. And honestly, it is the best like day beer drinking beer, whatever the hell that means. But nothing better than cracking a Coors Light at like 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, watching the Masters with a couple of crispy Coors Lights. Holy shit, I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of Coors Lights deleted at Augusta and all around the country this weekend because everybody's going to be tuned into the Masters. if you need a moment to chill, grab yourself a Coors Light. You can get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Also, we're going to give you guys our picks later on. We're going to kind of finish the show with the real fucking show, and that's our picks, which are absolutely cooking after one win. But we do all our betting on the Bet365 app. They make it super easy to bet golf with the each ways. I was scrolling through the app this morning trying to lock in my picks, and I was like, I've kind of changed my tune after our win. I feel, I don't know if anybody's betting these.
We got vibes.
Tweet
on
us
our
if
side.
you are. Tweet us if you're betting these, or Instagram DM us, whatever, because I would be curious. We do get some tweets here and there, but we definitely put it out. And we don't get a lot of love on our Instagram posts or Twitter posts about our picks. So people are fading us great. People are betting with us great. But I was like nervous to make my picks this week. And so I'm in the Bet365 app. I'm scrolling up and down. Finally find my guys, but they make it super easy with the each way bets. You click the each way. We did 1 through 12. Again, of course, 89 players in this event. So a little bit smaller. We got a little bit more of a chance with our guys, especially considering that there's a good 10 to 15 guys that are playing in this because they've won the Masters in 1974 or they have no chance of winning. So you basically have, I'd say there's a legitimate chance of 25 to 30 guys winning this tournament.
I'd say even less, probably 15 to 20.
15 to 20. So we're doing the each way 1 through 12. And we do our betting, like I said, always through the Bet365 app. Sign up with the code ALLCITY in all caps, and you either get an offer of betting $5 and getting $150 in bonus bets, perfect week to use them on the Masters, or you get a first bet safety net of $1,000. What would be a bet that you would place a first bet safety net of $1,000 on the Masters? Because people look at these first bet safety nets two ways. One, you could take a massive swing, go for a winner, go for not even a plus 250, plus 260 is not a massive swing, but like Scottie Scheffler, $1,000 to win 2,500 on him to win or top.
That's more conservative.
That's a little more conservative, but
I would bet a hole in one.
Just any hole in one?
Any hole in one at Augusta during the tournament Thursday through Sunday.
For $1,000.
For 1,000 beans.
Let's see what we're thinking on.
Yeah, let's see what kind of offerings we got there.
Because I believe when you get a free bet safety net of $1,000, you're still putting up $1,000.
Yeah,
and you only
true.
get it back if you lose. But you kind of got to take a swing.
Yeah.
If you get your first bet safety net bet and you just bet like a minus 110 favorite,
yeah,
or a money, an even split money line.
Boo.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to take a shot when you have a free bet. So first bet safety net of $1,000 or betting $5 and getting $150 in bonus bets. That's also a good opportunity because you bet $5 on a winner, but you get $150 to place throughout the week. So that way you can use those bonus bets throughout the Masters. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's get it started with...
I want to talk about the weather first.
All right, the weatherman.
Let's hop in.
Mitch, hop in. We got a green screen behind you. Should we move it over a little bit?
Yeah, let's move. Let's take it over to me in the weather department. So the weather actually looks pretty nice. Sunday's supposed to be hot, 84. I know I'm going ass backwards here. So let's start with Wednesday. Wednesday, 80 and overcast. It's going to be muggy. Let's see what 0 chance of precipitation. It doesn't give a humidity factor. Let's see. Feels like 66% humidity today, and it's 71, high of 72. So pretty ideal. So tomorrow's going to be 80 for the par 3. Thursday, we got an 85% chance of rain, high of 76.
It's going to be a sloppy first one.
It's sloppy going in. Friday, 71 degrees, a little overcast, a little bit of sun, 0% chance of precipitation. And then Saturday, 77, sunny, ideal. Sunday, 84, and sunny only. No precipitation over the weekend. And so this kind of goes into some of the comments that were made this week. All these players are saying they haven't seen Augusta this firm in as long as they can remember.
Firm, and as it's widely considered the best in shape course in the entire world.
Yeah.
even that's been a comment too. Not only is it firm, but it's in the best shape they've ever seen it, which I can imagine that's like getting a 99.5 on a spelling test versus a 99.9.
Yeah.
But that's something to be said for the play, how this is going to affect them.
1000%. And like Xander Schauffele, his comments, he said he was hitting like 5 and 6 irons that were just springboarding, landing on the green and just springboarding over the back of the green into the pine straw, into the water on the par 5 on the back 9. So just crazy shit's going to go down. And that really, like, it's going to come down to a dude that's ball striking is just totally on point. We'll get into our picks later. Made that comment a few times now, but it's going to take somebody. Let's lay out a few criteria. This week's winner has had to have played this event at least a few times. No rookie, I don't think, has ever won it.
Yeah, that which takes out one of our guys, one of our kind of guys, a guy we talk
Ludwig?
about a lot.
Yeah.
No, Ludwig, but also Wyndham Clark. This
Well,
is his first trip. To the
Okay.
Masters.
Yeah. So I don't really have a great feeling about Wyndham because he loves to hit that high, and you can get away with hitting a fade, but he hits a high, big fade. Won the U.S. Open hitting like an 80-yard slice, but you fucking won the U.S. Open, so I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying it doesn't really bode well for his type of tee shot. Oh, and real quick, the only course modification that they've made this year from last year is they moved the second tee box back 10 yards and a little bit more to the left. So do you remember when Bryson aimed way left, like over the trees, and bombed it over the corner and had like a pitching wedge in? Do you remember when he did that these last few years?
Yes.
On the par 68 golf course? They basically are trying to stop that. So the trees there's actually, it looks like a tree right next to the tee box or just in front of it that is going to come into place. You can't take it off the left. You have to pretty much, they said the idea is bringing that fairway bunker more into play down the right. But basically it's just trying to stop these big bombers from aiming way left, hitting a 200-foot tall fucking drive way down there. So trying to create a little bit more of a par 5 because it was the lowest scoring average of any hole to par on the golf course last year. I think it was 4.55. So basically half the dudes are making birdie there, if not better. But so that's the only course modification they made. But having said that, this dude, the winner, will have played here a few times. So that removes Ludwig and Wyndham. They have to have really good ball striking. They have to be in total control of their ball, and they have to be good putters. You have to be a good putter to win at Augusta. You have to know the place.
Well, you have to have a good putting week.
Yeah,
because Scottie Scheffler's not a good putter, and he's the odds-on favorite.
But
because his ball striking.
That is the tough thing about the majors is the cream truly does rise to the top in these situations. So like if you're just that much better at ball striking than everybody, because I think the year he won 2 years ago, I think his strokes gained tee to green was like double anybody else's. I think he was you can get away with being average on the greens if you just have an all-world ball striking week. Like, Tiger has done, but more notably Scottie Scheffler as of recent. So yeah, it's going to be a dude that there's a short list of dudes that have won this event and will win this event again, which I think is honestly more fun because we've, up until this point on this PGA Tour year, we've had a bunch of no names winning. So I think we are definitely going to get a headline big name winner this week, no matter who that is. And that's what I'm most looking forward to is like, and let's be real, the golf world needs this shit. They need best versus best on best fucking competition. And that's what the majors are at this point. So while the PGA Tour regular season has suffered, I think the Masters, PGA Championship, the 4 majors have greatly benefited from LIV and the PGA Tour because now it brings all these dudes together only 4 weeks out of the year. And it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah, and it's a bunch of, obviously, the LIV players are 90% of them are current Masters champions or have a couple of other
90% of LIV players are current Masters champions?
Our past Masters
Okay,
champions.
I
what
think
should
there's
say.
9 dudes on LIV that have won the Masters.
Yeah, and there's 13 guys here, so that's not 90%. That's more like 80-ish.
It's about 75,
Yeah,
70.
and so this is a place where you have your random winners and random winners that are now on the LIV Tour, Charles Schwartzel, guys like that. But then you have the guys like Rahm that are going to compete here for the rest of their primes.
Yes.
Brooks is going to compete here for the rest of his prime.
I think Cam Smith may get it done.
Cam Smith probably we haven't looked too extensively into this, but I feel like Cam Smith, this might be his last Masters.
It could be.
Because I think he got a 2-year exemption from winning the Open Championship. Now, granted, he could win one of those again, but they have a lot more pressure in these than the other players because
100%.
the other players are getting X amount of tournaments that they play in every single week to qualify to play this next year.
Yeah.
These guys all have to show up and show out to get into the Masters again coming up in 2025.
100%. And I do think, well, no, I'm not gonna tease my pick. But there's another guy I really think could play well here that he's Gumby Bendy. Let's just put it that way. He can fucking contort his body in ways that I am not able to.
No. So just piggybacking off your point of who can win this week. Now, these are always going to be a little skewed. Every time there's a big event, you see the NCAA tournament just happened, and it's like these 13 teams have a chance to win the NCAA tournament based on Ken Palm, whatever it ends up being. And they were correct again. UConn was one of those 13 teams. Shout out to the UConn Huskies, Dan Hurley, back to back. But the last 6 Masters winners have all ranked top 50 in both strokes gained approach, and strokes gained at approaching the green. Jesus, these fucking little abbreviations. They were top 15 in at least one of the last 2 majors. They were top 30 in official world golf ranking. That's irrelevant now. That statement there. Had a top 25 finish at Augusta National before. Had a top 5 finish that season. That is also semi-irrelevant now.
Yeah.
And then they had a previous top 5 in a major and were not a defending champion.
So there is 3 players that fall into that, into those set of rules. And that is Scottie Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, and Hideki Matsuyama. Now, I knew Hideki coming off his strong finish Sunday at the Valero, all the sharps are going to be on Hideki. I think
his odds were dropping like a
his odds
rock.
have moved almost more than I think anybody in the field. I think Cam Smith's actually boosted quite a bit, went up because he withdrew last week from LIV Miami with an illness. Maybe it was the Augusta National illness. He's like, God, we're so close. He's like, I just want to get to Augusta a few days early. But we aren't really positive. Brian Harman is just on the outside of this. He was in the top 50 in approach and around the green, but played himself out of both at the Valero. So it is a pretty narrowed down set of players that it seems like are going to be able to win this week. But honestly, we got to acknowledge that when the public is on everybody, most of the time it doesn't work out because there's a lot of really nice buildings in Vegas for a reason. So I feel like Hideki, there's definitely a chance he gets it done, but he's definitely one of the hot names in the streets. And there's a few other guys that, are gonna. It's basically like the NFL draft combine. As the week gets closer, people start digging up names and they start rocketing up boards for no reason, and you're like, why? What is happening? And it's like. It is all psychological, let's be real, because when you see somebody, it's like the stock market. When you see a stock going up, you're like, oh, I want to buy that. It's going up. So same thing with betting on the PGA Tour, betting the majors in general. When dudes' odds get better, like when they lower, that means more people are betting on them. So then everybody naturally gravitates towards wanting to bet on those dudes. But anywho, should we cover a little bit of the Masters menu, like what's on the menu for the food this year?
Yeah, let's talk about what if we had $15 to spend.
I think it was $20.
$20.
This is a hypothetical from Zyre Golf on Instagram. So should we do breakfast, lunch, dinner?
I think you just send it however you want.
Okay. So do you want me to go for it?
Yeah, you spend your 20.
Okay. I'm going 4 egg salad sandwiches right off the bat, 6 beans. I fucking love egg salad. Like, I am a slut for hard-boiled egg, mayonnaise, and mustard all in one, in between 2 pieces of just the most enriched white flour bread you could find. So I'm going 4 egg salad sandwiches, and then I'm probably just going straight to the sauce. I'll probably go, let's see here. Not white wine. Fuck no. That only leaves me enough for 2 beers. Okay, so I guess I'll have 2 beers. Honestly, walking around Augusta, you just want like 2 Coors Lights to get that little like nostalgia feeling, like just feel it enough, but you're still kind of with it, let's say. And then there's got to be a cookie on there, right? It's blocked out in the graphic. The Georgia peach ice cream sandwich. How much is that? Oh yeah, give me one of them. And what is a cookie? $150. Oh, perfect. That's my $20. So I got 4 egg salads, 2 beers, a cookie, and a Georgia peach ice cream sandwich.
Sounds fire. I'm gonna start it out with a fresh brewed coffee.
I was gonna say
blend,
fresh mixed fruit, probably
$2. We're gonna go chicken biscuit along with that. So that's my breakfast: chicken biscuit with a Master's Blend fresh brewed coffee. We're at 4 beans.
You and fucking John Rahm out there tracking down the toilets.
We do have the graphic of where the toilets are at, so I would know very well. Then I'm gonna hop in. I'm gonna do egg salad sandwich and a pork barbecue sandwich. So we're at $4.50 plus 4. We're at $8.50.
Could you make those dairy free, please?
Fuck off. That's why I didn't go with the pimento cheese, even though I did try.
Do you have gluten free buns?
We did the Taste of the Masters last year, and I tried the pimento cheese, and it's really good. But I could just feel
it is just some deep South shit.
Yeah.
Like just a whole shitload of cheese in between 2 pieces of bread.
Yeah, and
it's kind of insane when you think about it.
I do miss like a good grilled cheese in my non-dairy phase, but pork barbecue and egg salad were at $8.50, and then I feel like I have to go chicken salad on honey wheat, where that gets us to $11.50. That's a little spendy at 3 bones, and then I think I would fill the rest with probably domestic beer gets us to $16.50.
No, it's $5. It gets you to $18.50. Weren't you at $13.50?
I was at $11.50.
I think you're at $13.50.
No, do some fucking math. I was at $8.50, and then I bought fucking
the chicken salad on honey wheat,
which was $3. What's that?
$3.
$11.50 plus $5 is $16.50.
I got you in a blender. I got you on your heels.
Can we go down to the snacks, please? And once again, if you're not watching on the YouTube, check it out. On YouTube, you get great visual representation of seeing us, seeing the Masters menu. Southern cheese straws. That sounds interesting, but I'm going to skip that. I'm going to go cookie gets me to $18, and then I'm going to go Georgia pecan caramel popcorn gets me to $19.50, and I'm going to toss 50 cents in my pocket, save it for later. Maybe buy a third of a pimento cheese so that I don't eat too much dairy.
That is the worst picks I've ever fucking heard. Like, how could you butcher this menu anymore? You couldn't even get it to exactly $20. You're fucking worthless, bro. And you picked nothing authentic. Well, okay, besides the egg salad.
It's not my fault I can't have cheese. Talk to God.
No, talk to the pharmacist about why you can't have cheese. Let's be real. I looked up a crow's nest. Do you have any idea what a crow's nest is?
Isn't that some sort of thing that like a hair scenario?
It's a beverage.
No,
a hair scenario.
Yeah, like when you have
like it looks like a crow's nest. Is that what are you even saying?
Isn't like if you have bad hair, it can be called a crow's nest.
Probably
like widow's peak.
Are you thinking crow's feet? Are you thinking crow's feet, like the wrinkles you get on the side of your eyes?
I think I have those pretty bad, but
I think it's just I get.
Are you saying I have those?
Wow, Marissa's taking.
She's like fucking shaking her head. She had a seizure over there.
Because I'm always smiling. I'm always laughing. I think it's a good problem to have. Now I'm gonna go fucking get shot up with Botox after this. A crow's nest is a drink, and I don't think it has booze in it because well, I looked it up too, and every single one I found didn't have booze in it.
Yeah, it's beer.
What'd you just say?
It's a specialty beer.
A beer?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a beer.
Yeah,
It's a mixed drink.
Bro, I'm looking at it. It literally says,
okay, read it.
A Belgium-styled wheat ale specialty beer.
That is not this.
It literally says, from the Masters.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not a mixed drink. It's a beer.
Yep.
Okay. I did also see that. So I saw a drink called a crow's nest that is orange juice, cranberry juice, and grenadine and sugar. That you put more sugar in it. That's what I thought that was.
Jesus, that's like drinking a Gatorade.
That's
That's like
drinking
drinking 4 sodas.
That's like hummingbird water. Yeah, not good for you at all. So I thought in Augusta fashion, in true South fashion, they would have some sugary ass drink like that. But apparently it's just a Belgian style wheat. So maybe it's similar to a Stella Artois. I love a good Stella. So maybe I'd switch out. No, I'd stick with the domestic. Got to stay domestic.
Well, I feel like something here that also would slap just when you see it at, Chick-fil-A's iced tea slaps, but a fresh brewed iced tea from the Masters has got to taste significantly better than a fresh brewed iced tea anywhere else.
I think I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think iced tea fucking sucks. It tastes like dirt to me. And the only way you make it taste good is if you put 10 packs of sugar in it. So at that point, what are you really doing for yourself? Like, I don't even understand it. It tastes like the earth. Like, it tastes like I'm taking a bite out of the fucking
Are you
ground.
talking about kombucha or iced tea?
No, I'm talking about iced tea. Kombucha, I am convinced that everybody that is fake that drinks that shit. If you drink kombucha, you are full of shit. That is like the most vanity
You're
drink.
not real.
Yeah, that
This-
motherfucker is not real. If
That-
you have a
That's
glass,
rude.
if you have a glass bottle of kombucha, you're fooling
I
nobody.
have 2 in my fridge.
Of course you do. That checks out. I'm just kidding.
That's super rude.
But it's like drinking apple cider vinegar. Like, what are you trying to accomplish here?
Staying away from like high sugar like
Have
drinks.
you ever heard of water?
I don't like water.
You don't like water.
I
don't
don't.
either, actually. I'm on her.
I
side
like
with that.
I drink the
Can you imagine?
seltzer waters because I don't like drinking just normal water.
Can you imagine God looking down? Like, that might be the end of days, is when nobody wants fucking water anymore, and that's like the most bountiful natural resource we have on this earth. God's like, I created water, and these motherfuckers are drinking vinegar and shit that tastes like hairspray. That's when he's gonna end it. That's when Jesus is coming back. Mark my words. Anywho, do you have, Marissa? Let's see if you're better at math than Spencer. Get us to $20 on this Masters menu for your choices.
Oh God! First of all, I'm horrible at math, so this is gonna be rough.
Can't be worse
We'll
than
add it up
Spencer.
for her.
Also, I don't think I could even get through $20. Like,
oh my God.
I don't think I would make it. Okay, the pimento cheese I would definitely try because I actually liked that when we tried it last year. It was pretty
Okay.
good.
$1.50.
There you go. You're adding for me. Great.
Yes.
I think I would for breakfast do either the chicken biscuit or the mixed fruit. I know you were making fun of
boo.
Spencer for that.
When you bring your toddlers, you get a mixed fruit.
I liked mixed fruit. It's fresh.
If it is like fresh, like fucking Georgia peaches, that would be fire. I would eat that. But it's probably some hard cantaloupe and like fake ass looking grapes, like they always put in that mixed fruit bullshit.
Yeah, the mixed fruit bullshit is like, it's probably better at the Masters. Everything's better at the Masters. But when you buy a thing of mixed fruit and it's like 2 giant slices of cantaloupe, 2 giant slices of watermelon, 1 blueberry, 1 strawberry.
You're like, thank you so much for nothing. $6 for nothing. Okay, go on. You got to pick one though, because do you want both? Let's just you go chicken biscuit and fresh fruit. So you're $4 there. So you're all in at $5.50 currently.
Okay. I will get a bottled water, even though I don't like
I didn't think I didn't think anyone could do this worse than Spencer, but here we are. Okay. So you're at $7.50.
And I do want to get a wine. Why not? I don't drink beer.
Okay. So $13.50.
And then where I will spend my money.
Scrolling to desserts.
Scroll.
I eat dessert for breakfast a lot, so
That's weird.
I know. I want to try the popcorn
Okay.
and I want to try the ice cream.
Okay, so you're at 1750.
There you go.
What about I totally glanced over the blueberry muffin. I would probably be in on that. Or a breakfast sandwich. I bet those are gas.
I don't like eggs, so I wouldn't do that. Ooh, what did I do?
Oh, you zoomed in. I'm curious as to what a classic chicken is. Just a chicken sandwich, I would assume. I bet the chicken salad is gas. A few other things. I could eat everything on that menu. I would go downtown Charlie Brown on that shit.
Yeah, now it makes me like want chicken salad.
I know. I think I need to go back to the house and make egg salad.
They got pretty fire egg salad across the street.
Yeah, I'd prefer it from Augusta, not.
Yeah.
You can't get
Not
it
Choice.
anymore, though.
Really?
Choice is closed.
Forever?
I think so.
I tried to go in there today and they were closed. That's why I ended up with this $8 coffee.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I know. I went
What
there
a
yesterday
disaster.
and it was closed, and all the gas tanks are done.
Oh
so.
shit! It's
Dang,
over.
that's so sad.
That sucks.
All right, let's move it along. Before we get into our picks, I just sent you, check your phone. I just sent you the tee times. So tee times have been posted. Obviously, we're not going to go through all of the tee times. I just want you to give me two of your favorite groups. Two of your favorite groups from like that you get to watch multiple guys play together or their personalities or whatever. And just some funny things I noticed from these. So first of all, Adam Hadwin's playing with Fred Couples and amateur Stuart Hagestad.
Okay.
So he's like, fuck. He's got Old Man Winter and then he's got some amateur.
I think Hegstad is the dude who's like a very, very good amateur who's participated in this multiple times.
I think random group of the day is Patrick Reed, Sanjay M, and Kurt Kitayama. Just like
or Mike Weir, Rio Hisatoon, and Neil Shipley. There is some randos out here.
I will say Wyndham Clark, Victor Hovland, Cam Smith. That's probably one of my two top favorite groups.
Brian Harmon, Brooks Koepka, Tom Kim. That's like a tiny bun on like a big sandwich. Brooks is in the middle of that. Like two tiny dudes, one large man.
Kind of an electric group. The first one's off the tee. Jake Knapp and Eric Van Rooyen.
Yeah.
Two winners, a PXG guy. Shout out Jake Knapp. Great mustache and Eric Van Rooyen just playing as a twosome. They'll fly around there in about 3.5.
I mean, okay, so headline group, obviously, Scottie, Rory, and Scheffler at 10:42 a.m. Eastern on Thursday. Actually, low key, I am going to give away one of my picks, but Nick Taylor, Joaquin Niemann, Russell Henley. That is going to be a saucy little group. Phil Mickelson, Sepp Straka, Tony Finau. I like that group. Let's see.
DJ, Colin Morikawa, and Tommy Fleetwood. That's the final group of the day on Tuesday. So those are the ones bringing it in at the end. Worth watching for sure. They put my boy, I'll allude to one of my picks. They put my boy Tyrrell with Matthew Pavon, was the hottest player on tour at the beginning of this year, and then Keegan Bradley.
Okay.
Not a bad group there.
I think Keegan could possibly be a dark horse this week.
They put Tiger with Jason Day and Max Homa.
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
That's a buddy pick. Like I'm sure they're buddies. But yeah, I think definitely by the looks of it, I would bet I bet it's going to be an early guy Thursday and a late guy Friday. Simply because I bet the rain is going to be rolling in Thursday afternoon if we get any, which it looks like they're going to. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I bet it's an early late guy. Is that crazy?
Then it's not crazy. It's actually crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, just this 3-pack in a row. These three threes, they stacked everybody right around the perfect time. But I'm just gonna go with these three groups: Rahm, Fitzpatrick, and Dunlap, followed by Scheffler, McIlroy, Schauffele, followed by Clark, Hovland, Smith, Cam Smith. That's a fire. 10:18 to 10:42 is gonna be a gas 40 minutes.
I want to see Victor Hovland fucking give it to Wyndham Clark about some sort of rules thing. That's on my bingo card. I want to see Wyndham pointing down at the ground, stomping through the pine needles, and Victor across the fairway fucking pointing over at him like, yo, what's this guy doing over here? I want to see that.
All right, let's wrap it up. Let's do our picks. Here they are, the winning picks for the 2024 Masters. I'll start it out. All this betting done, of course. Bet365 app. Brooks Koepka. Can't not bet Brooks Koepka. I feel like at any major, especially this one. Took a lead into last year. Into Sunday, had a little rough Sunday, but his play doesn't matter. What he was one of the worst players at LIV Miami. Doesn't matter. He's juiced up for this. And let me state this: I am going to bet Scottie Scheffler for a little bit just to cover my bases, because I even saw another, I don't know if it was a podcast or an article. They were like, all the picks non-Scottie. Like it's just the guy you have to take. The guy's playing great golf right now. He's dominated the Masters before, but I'm going to go Brooks Koepka. He's plus 1,200 on the each way, 1 through 12, but that is boosted 50%. Shout out Bet365. I've got Matt Fitzpatrick. I went 2 LIV, 1 non-LIV player. Matt Fitzpatrick feels like a guy that fits this golf course. He's won a major. He won a major last year. He competes in all of them, it seems like. And I feel like he's got the game to win at Augusta. I feel like his putting, keeping the pin in the hole kind of bothers me, but I do like Matt Fitzpatrick. Great little feature on him on Full Swing. And then I'm going to go Tyrrell Hatton. I feel like Tyrrell Hatton, that was my pick I was wrestling with. I had a few guys out there. Corey Connors was one of them. Bryson was one of them. I know it's sicko, but
yeah, that's gross.
Xander is a guy you just can't bet this week. I'm sorry. I hope this is clippable, and I hope he doesn't win, but if he wins, this is clippable.
Xander
cannot win this tournament. I'm sorry, but I just don't believe it.
I agree. I mean, he's a serial choke artist, so he will not win a major. You can bookmark that shit. Never.
The Olympics is coming up. He's preparing to go back-to-back golds.
Yeah. No, I mean, good on you for the Olympics. Okay, so I am rolling with Victor Hovland, who played really well here. It looked like it was his to lose last year, if you remember. Played like shit on the weekend, but then went on to win again twice later that year. He hasn't had a great start to the year, but he just hasn't played very much. But I do think he can get it done here. I think he's primed to win a major. I called this. When did I make this pick? You were in Vegas.
I was in Vegas first week of January.
Okay, so first of the year, I was on Victor Hovland. I'm sticking with him. Joaquin Niemann is a horse. I think he is primed to win a major. They invited him for a reason. He's just that good and looks like one of the best ball strikers in the world right now. One of the best all-around players, just isn't really getting the hype because of LIV. And then Patrick Cantlay. The dude is just...
It won't feel bad to watch him win this since we have him on the card.
Exactly. Like, that is one of the reasons why I picked him, is because I can't stand watching the guy golf unless he's on my betting card and he's in the lead. So just a really good putter, solid ball striker. He's played here before, knows the course. So I think we got a winner, bro. I really think we do. And I'm going to throw this out there. I think Phil Mickelson has an outside chance. And he has got huge numbers on all the sports books. I think he's always a sprinkle at the Masters, until he's like 70 when he can't get it around. But maybe even then he'll get it around. Who knows? Either way, I think it's worth throwing a $5 on Phil. I got him on some sites plus 10,000.
That's awesome.
So it's worth a sprinkle.
All right. Does Tiger make the 2 quick questions? Rapid fire. Does Tiger make the cut?
No.
Okay. Then we don't need to know what his weekend score is. He's not making the cut.
He's going to withdraw halfway through Friday with a ghost injury.
Damn. He was the first one on the range yesterday, just for the record.
First one on, first one off the golf course.
Everybody enjoy your weekend. Enjoy Masters Week. We will be live Sunday as the leaders get to 16, 17, really hoping for an intense finish. We haven't had one since we've been doing these live shows. I think the last good finish was like 2019, where it was actually close down the end.
Yeah.
But we're just sitting, not sitting there just talking about one guy hitting every shot perfect, 5-shot lead, blah, 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 unless it's on our betting card. All right. Enjoy the Masters. Check us out Sunday live as the leaders hit 15, 16. We'll be talking about it. Hopefully winner on the card. We're out. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.